Hey guys, it's Henry and Nelson, and we're the Flat 6 Media guys. We're back with one of the most coveted and mysterious cars you may not even know existed, the Audi RS6. If you're new to the channel, hit subscribe and click the bell. Today's episode, we're going to be covering the Audi RS6. Now, a lot of you may only know this as the most recent 2020 that just hit the US market. But in actuality, this car was here 17 years ago. That's right, there was a 2003 sedan that actually made it stateside. Very popular and coveted because it was only Audi's fourth RS model ever. In the European markets, however, this car was known as a sedan and a station wagon. Let's unpack what being an RS really means. So what does RS stand for? Rennsport. It literally translates to racing sport in English from German. So what makes an Audi worthy of the coveted RS logo? Is it the fine and very subtle placement of the RS badging? Is it the aluminum mirrors? Is it also the big wheels and perhaps the big oval tailpipes? Yes, but there's so much more. What's special and authentic about RS model is that some RS models have parts that'll never even make it to their production sibling. Parts like doors, fenders, suspension parts, and even engines that are completely unique to that model. So who buys Audis? Is it soccer moms? Is it guys with briefcases? Or is it someone that just kind of wants to fly under the radar, knowing they have the power to pass or whip you right from the line? Today we're going to be looking at one of the finest estate sleepers ever made. Yes, that's right. It's the C5 RS6. This model was produced from 2002 to 2004. The US only saw this car in 2003 for 1 year. It's only about 900 that came over to North America. Under the hood, you had a 4.2 liter twin turbo engine with 444 brake horsepower, 428 foot-pounds of torque, a 0 to 60 time of 4.5 seconds, and it had a curb weight of 4,050 pounds. The interior of the RS6 was actually very similar to the standard A6s, with some very subtle RS6 badging around the cabin, chunkier steering wheel, just how I like them, but nonetheless the car was very elegant. It was simple, clean, and very comfortable with some extra bolstering in the seats to keep your butt in place. The drive of this car was quite impressive, super fast in a straight line. Equipped with the DRC, or the dynamic ride control system, constant tension was being shifted around the car in order to keep the car flat cornering around turns. It still had that very numb feeling in the cornering, so you only really knew what you were doing simply because the car was moving in that direction and the steering wheel was pointed in that direction. The ride quality was a bit stiff, but when you get something that has racing sport in the name, my guess is that you would expect that. In 2004, a final run of the RS6 was released in the European market, the RS6 Avant Plus, which cranked up the horsepower to a whopping 469 horses. The torque stayed the same, and this increased your top speed to 174 miles an hour. Unfortunately, only the European markets got it. What's the price of this car and the verdict? MSRP on this bad boy was about $108,000 US. What was the verdict? The car was absolutely amazing, under warranty. Unfortunately, this car had many known failures to date. So it was an awesome car to own, but it was also expensive to keep. Would I buy one? I would love to have one in my garage.